Welcome back to our how-to series. Today we're going to tackle the installation of a tonneau cover, vinyl tonneau cover, and a set of bed caps, plastic bed caps. Most modern bed caps, particularly the plastic ones that you're going to find from several manufacturers, are going to have double-sided adhesive strips, and you can tell where they are, of course, because it's got the orange liner tape on them. So what we've done in this case, like we said before, is to clean the surface, get it up to a reasonably decent temperature, probably better than 65 degrees Fahrenheit before you use adhesives. If you can't do that, using a heat gun to warm it up later is an option. So don't worry about cold weather being a problem. Business can't stop when the weather turns cold. If you look here, we got some spacers applied to the truck in strategic locations. The bed cap is going to go on, obviously, with the double-sided tape. These clamps, which hold the frame for the tonneau cover, are going to go right where those spacers are. The reason why we're doing that is because the metal here has got an odd shape to it from the factory Chevy metal in this case, and when you clamp stuff together, if you don't have a spacer, these tend to want to lift. Even if the adhesive is sticking, the day you put it on, it's going to want to lift later. By putting that spacer in, it kicks it down, everything clamps nice and tight, and the installation is what it's supposed to be. Pulling up the last piece of liner tape, or release tape, and exposing all of the strips of adhesive. You can't really see them too well, but they're black strips that are double-sided tape, and they're all ready to go. You got the surface all prepared, and we're going to put this on. Now, we usually start applying the back first, and then the front, because the back's got a lot going on. There's adhesive on the underside of the top and around the corner, so that's a little harder to work with, so you want to make sure that you do that hard one first. Now, what we've done here is we've put a little stick, like a paint stir or a pencil or any old thing you could put here to kind of keep the bed cap from sticking in the front. The reason we're doing that is because, you know, if your house is like mine, all day long you got people in and out, but when you really need them, the house is empty. So we're going to assume that you're doing this by yourself, and you don't need an extra pair of hands if you put this stick there like that. So with the adhesive ready to go, we're going to apply the back first. We're kind of pulling away of the back so that it can lay down. And we're pulling this way because we want that to rest closely against the inside of the truck lid as we can. Okay. These are the clamps that hold the tonneau cover frame to the side rail of the truck. They're pretty simple. It's just a bolt. It's a carriage bolt with an aluminum clamp, and it squeezes everything together like a vise. Beautiful. We made some marks where our spacers were. We talked about spacers earlier. We want to put the clamps right at those spacers. When it pulls everything together, it's right at that spacer, which keeps this laying flat and this tight. So we're going to put them on. In this case, we're using an impact gun, which is a real nice shop tool if you don't own one. You want to make sure that this is level all the way down the truck. And we look good. We're going to stick with that. This little seal is a front seal that's real important. This keeps water that runs on the tonneau cover from going back into the bed. There's not much to it, a little L shape, and it just sticks right on, but it's real important. Put this right against the front edge and press down the adhesive so the water cannot get in. We also put a little bit of silicone right into this little tiny hole here. Takes a second, and it makes a big difference, and you don't really get any moisture in on this cover. So we're going to pull this and pull it right across to the other side. I'm going across. You're not stretching this as you're going. You're kind of putting it down without stretching. Take your razor blade, just chop it like a guillotine. This is what the tonneau cover looks like assembled. This comes pretty much pre-assembled, but you got to put some clamps together and get them ready. We leave them loose, and we're going to put this right in place. Now, there's a little lip here. You got to make sure that when you put this cover on, that this lip has a back bend to it. It's going to be bent back. You don't want it like that. You want it to be bent back. Okay, this rail that's connected to the actual vinyl itself fits inside the side rails. Just center it. We've done it already. And then just tighten up your hardware. And then underneath, there's one more bolt. Now, the front flap is tucked under, like we talked about before. The water will not get in. It would have to go in, up, push up on it, and jump in. But the water's not going to do that, so we're going to have a nice dry fit up front. Now, rolling this back, very simple affair. Push down the Velcro flaps on both sides, and you're all done. As soon as you put this out in the sun, all the wrinkles disappear like magic. One of the things that makes this cover really better than most other designs on the market is the ability to adjust the tension on the cover. Sometimes in weather extremes, such as cold weather, for example, the cover will shrink up a little bit. And if you've ever owned a snap-type tonneau cover years ago, getting them to pull closed is a chore, especially in a cold weather. They shrink. Even if this cover gets a little bit tight in the cold weather, you can adjust the tension by using these knobs, and it pulls the header panel forward or back. Generally, you don't have to touch them, but if you do, you just make a couple of minimal incremental adjustments, and the cover is fitting perfectly again. The other thing that's kind of cool are these straps that once if you got to carry a piece of furniture or something large, you pull the strap right up and bring it tight against the cab. And that's it. The only care you have to do once in a while is use a special tonneau cover protected. It's like an armor all, but it's special for tonneau covers. We carry that too. Thank you very much.